Okay, I'm sorry. SCOTTSEIFERT, Scott Seifert, Fire Chief, Spring Fire Department.
So, what is this?
So about 3:15 this afternoon, we were called to a commercial building fire. It's a Motel 6 motel. I'm sorry. It's we were called at 3:15. When we arrived on scene, the first arriving apparatus found heavy black smoke from the roof. After that, about 4 minutes later, we pulled a second alarm, and shortly after that, a third alarm. We evacuated some people out of windows of the third floor, and at this time, we're still searching to make sure that the building is no longer occupied. There are firefighters inside right now. Nobody's been hurt on our side. 7 people have been transported to local hospitals.
Can you break that down a little bit? How many adults and children?
Don't have that information.
And what about the thoughts that there was a kid with a lighter who started with it?
There's been multiple reports of what the cause is. That's still under investigation, and we don't know what the cause is for sure.
Chief, I understand that the fires of this size, they take time to put out. Talk about what's happened since 3:15 and then what happens next.
Okay, well, a fire of this magnitude, we set up our ladder trucks and we put lots of water on it. As you can see, the roof of the structure is mostly gone. And of course, with a common attic, it spreads from one end to the other. And we're constantly trying to cut it off and keep it from spreading any further.
How many people were inside the hotel when you got here? Do you know?
According to the owner of the hotel, there were only about 25 rooms occupied, but we can't verify that.
And you still got fire up the roof?
Yes, we still have active fire right now.
Looking at this outside, the amount of water that's gone into this fire, the time it's burned, this building's gone.
Insurance companies and fire investigators are the ones who determine that.
Any of your guys hurt?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
The 7 people taken to the hospital, do you know their conditions? We know at least 2 of them were children. You know,
I don't know if they're adults or children. I just know they've been transported.
Smoke inhalation?
I don't know what the cause is.
Approximately how many firefighters do you have here today, do you think?
There's probably about 75 firefighters at this point. We have staff from multiple fire departments from the area assisting us today.
Without going into the cause, where would you say the origin was? In the roof?
I don't have the origin anywhere. I don't have that information.
Can you tell us at least when firefighters first got here, your first responding units, where they noticed the most intense fire?
Was up in the roof area of what we call the D division, so the south side of the building.
And it seemed to take a long time. It seems to be taking a long time to knock that fire out. Is that because you had to get more, you didn't have enough manpower here to begin with?
No, that's not the issue. What it is, the fire spreads, it doubles in size about every 1 minute.
Right.
So if we don't get to the source of it and get it out, it's going to continue to spread until we are able to extinguish it completely.
Is this a common attic? Is that why you're seeing it?
We assume that it is. I don't have the plans for it, but that's pretty common in these types of structures.
Supposed to have fire breaks in it though, right? Firewalls? No?
It should have everything that it needs to do to adhere to the code of the county.
Do you know, I know it's early and the lawyer will probably address this, but do you know the fire alarm was working? Was it going off and people get alerted to this fire?
I don't have that information.
Can we get the...
Lawyer, will you talk to us? No, Rachel will.
I will.
Hi.
Hi.
Can you just address yourself because I know you're live on
Sure.
a couple stations?
Rachel Marino, Rachel, last name Moreno, Public Information Officer, Harris County Fire Marshal's Office.
What can you tell us about cause, extent?
So right now it's still an active fire, so our investigators haven't been able to get inside the scene. They are conducting some interviews, and we're working to determine the cause and the origin. We have heard a couple rumors going around. We're trying to verify those and vet those, but we can't do that until we can actually get inside the scene.
Yeah, you have been told by multiple people that it was a kid playing with.
We've heard that rumor, absolutely, but we are working. We can't, clarify that and make sure that is the case until we get inside the scene and it's not an active fire anymore.
You talked about the investigation. Obviously, you can't get in now. It's still burning. How long before, I guess, do you think before then? And what are your investigators going into?
So we'll have to wait till it's safe. We do have a safety officer on site to make sure it's safe. They'll make sure that the air quality is good and then there's no hot spots or fire going on. What they'll look for is the heaviest amount of damage and where they believe the fire originated at, and then move out from there. They'll also base it on interviews, and we'll work on getting pictures from people that were originally on scene so we can see the origin.
Is that something they're already doing, interviewing the people involved?
Correct. They're already working on interviewing multiple people. We did pull the inspection report. They have been inspected. In 2017 was the last time they were inspected, and they were fine.
So they're current.
They were current, yes. Up to the code that was in place that they were needed to be to.
Does the city require firewalls, fire breaks in the attics or not?
Well, this is unincorporated Harris County, so it would
That's
have
what I
had,
meant.
yeah,
Harris
it would have had to be up to code to whenever it was built. So now that we have the new fire code, that changes a few
Right.
things. So
So we don't know.
Commonly, when you see fire spread like this that quickly, I mean,
it could be, but again, until we can get in and get the plans and all that, we can't confirm that.
If they had sprinklers and everything, would you be surprised to see this much damage?
So normally when a building does have fire sprinklers, it's intended to keep the fire at bay until the fire department can get here. So you will see much less damage. Sometimes fire sprinkler systems don't always, very infrequently I should say, that they don't put the fire out. But yeah, normally a fire sprinkler system would have kept this at bay until the fire department could have got here.
this building doesn't have sprinklers.
Not that we're aware of, no.
Thank you, Rachel. It is.